Agenda, Rachel Maddow has decided that what she's going to do is she's going to keep not only drumming up fear, as I was discussing yesterday, and apparently my video must have gotten shared a lot because it's up to 10,000 views, and I think I made it like last night at like 8. But now she's trying to drum up fear, conspiracy theories about the Russian government, and claiming that the Russian government basically hacked the U.S. elections. Did she absolutely say that, what I just said? No, she didn't, because these media talking head, loser ass, stupid pundit morons, what they like to do is they like to say shit, and then they want to try to figure out ways to, program it into your mind. But the simple fact is, she's up there trying to insinuate that Russia hacked our elections and that they're the reason why Donald J. Trump won. So first of all, let's put this into context. Hillary Clinton ran a personal email server that was not supposed to be run. Had she not done that, there would have been nothing to hack. If these people at WikiLeaks had hacked into the government email server, the government would have gone after them and probably caught them a lot sooner. But that's not what happened. They hacked a private email server that should have never existed because, first of all, what people need to understand, just like when Obama came into office, he had a BlackBerry. They took his BlackBerry from him because you're not allowed to use stuff like that. So what they did was they gave him a secure BlackBerry. The CIA, the NSA, whatever, they gave him a secure BlackBerry. And I haven't even seen that BlackBerry, so I guess he probably got smart and got himself an iPhone when the CIA realized that the Galaxy Note 7 was a security risk and it could blow up, injuring the president and causing Joe Biden to become the president. Anyway, Rachel Maddow is trying to insinuate that the Russian government hacked our elections. Now, first of all, when I went to vote, there was a paper ballot, a big paper ballot. In my opinion, is a waste of paper. They should have made that shit shorter. But I had this big legal-sized document of paper. And I had to punch holes in. Well, no, I didn't have to punch holes. I had to draw black dots in it. And when you put it into the machine punched holes into it over the black dots and whatnot. And you never see it again. And she's, see, the sad thing is I actually got into an argument with an older person, and this person's in his 80s. And I got into an argument with him, and he was trying to say that the Russian government hacked the election. To which point I held up the electoral map, and I showed him just what kind of electoral ass-kicking that Hillary received. And he didn't believe it. I was arguing him for a long time. He was like, "Oh no, Trump will never be president, man. They'll never vote." And guess what? Yeah, he won. And the thing about it is, I've been arguing. I was trying to get people to see my perspective, but the problem was, the more I argued, the more I understood that these people had been programmed. I don't really watch television. Like, you see me making these silly little videos. I don't really watch television because I understand that these people are lying to me. What I do is I go find the data myself. I go read. I try to look up different points of view. And the thing about it is, when I talk about something, I talk about it from a perspective of seeing multiple perspectives. As you know, I travel. A lot of Americans don't travel. That's part of the problem with this country. They don't see what it's like to not be in America. It's not just about going to the Caribbean and having somebody giving you pina coladas and waxing your balls. No, you have to go and live in other countries. When I go to countries, I don't want to be in a hotel. I don't want to be on a cruise. I want to go out and live just like the people do. And if I can't do that, then that's a country I don't want to go to. Americans do not travel. Americans do not understand how to look beyond Harry Potter right here and his silly show where he's talking all this nonsense about Russia and trying to paint Trump as like a Manchurian candidate, kind of like what they did to Obama over at Fox when they were trying to say that he was like a Kenyan Muslim plant or something like that. But anyway, it became apparent to me. It occurred to me that what was happening was I was trying to argue with people who had been programmed by this guy right here and his nonsense. And the issue is, you can't argue with these people because they're set in their ways, because the problem is they live and breathe this bullshit from, 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock at night. And at a certain point, I had to stop arguing. At this point, it's like, what's done is done. But what bothers me more than anything is what they're doing. What ultimately the bottom line is, they're trying to undermine institutions. Trump did the same thing. When Trump ran against the GOP, Trump pointed to the GOP and said, "These people right here are the reason why you're where you are." And he was absolutely right. The people turned against the GOP. Trump pointed to the DNC. He told blacks, he's like, "Listen, all the time you've been voting Democrat, you're Democrat, Barack Obama, your president, and your neighborhoods look like they do, and you're having violence. And he said the same thing, I think, to Hispanics. And the simple fact is, he got 20% of the black vote. So apparently somebody was listening to what he was saying. When you try to undermine institutions, and this guy right here is trying to say that Russia is hacking our elections and trying to say that our elections aren't valid, and that's the reason. Because right now, these people are so stupid. They're really talking about, oh yeah, Hillary should run against the electoral college, man. She should run against the electoral college, man. All she's got to do, I'll show you the article. Oh yeah, all she's got to do is run against the electoral college, and next thing you know, she'll be able to be president. It's like, first of all, 72 hours ago, people were claiming that Trump was going to suffer an embarrassing loss and that he was going to try to sue his way into the White House, only to now turn around and see that he got a miraculous win. Hillary suffered a miraculous loss, and now they want her to try to sue her way into the White House. My, how the tables have turned. If you look really closely into her eyes, you can see pinkness, redness, and swelling. Visine is something you might want to consider using for that. And basically, if you're going to cry, liberals, what you need to do is you need to put a bucket near your face so we can collect your tears and we can use them to power hydroelectric generators so we can power the factories that make Trump steaks. And we can also use them, we can drink them because they taste like sweetness. The article I was referring to. Somebody decided to run this article that says the one scenario that could still get Hillary into the White House. And as you can see, she's crying and whatnot. I listen, I wish you people would save these tears. I mean, we've got like shortages of tears. So anyway, it says for diehard Democrats holding out hope that they won't have to live through a Trump presidency. Well, before I go on, I think the only way you're getting out of this is by opening up your wrists. So anyway, there is a last incredible long shot for them latch on to a surprise twist in the Electoral College. It says, though Hillary won the popular vote by 200,000, Trump has won the minimum of 270 electoral votes necessary to be elected president. As of late Wednesday, he had 290 votes. 290 votes. To Clinton's 228. According to the Constitution, chosen electors of the Electoral College are the real people who will vote for the president when they meet on December 19th in their respective state capitals. However, there is nothing stopping any of the electors from refusing to support the candidate to whom they were bound or by abstaining. Keep going. Best Buy is trying to sell me some shit that I don't want. This was a New York Post ad that you can read about, and it was written by Laura Italiano, I think. It's kind of hard to see because I'm looking at the screen on the camera, not the computer. But anyway, for diehard Democrat, I'm pretty sure this must have been a most viewed page today because right now the liberals are busy protesting and everything. And, they're going to be out there in the cold. I wish it was colder, honestly. But I'm not even going to bother reading all this because none of us are constitutional scholars. I'm not even going to pretend that I am. Bottom line is this. You got your ass whipped. You got an electoral ass whipping. Barack Obama beat John McCain by 10 million votes. He beat Romney by only 5 million votes because there was less enthusiasm once people realized he wasn't going to deliver on his promises, or couldn't, regardless how you feel about it. 10 million fewer people came out to vote for Hillary Clinton in 2016 than came out to vote for Obama in 2008. That's just the fact. I was saying it a long time ago that low voter turnout was going to do her in. After what happened with the Bernie Sanders situation, I knew that she was going to suffer low voter turnout because the problem is you can't tell these millennials, Generation Y, Generation Z, you can't tell them anything. You can't talk to them because they're so busy with their head so far up their cell phone or watching Starbucks to see what kind of coffee they're going to release. You can't talk to these people. You can't argue with them. They decided, I'm not supporting Hillary. I'm not supporting Hillary. And she lost. And now they're out there trying to protest in the streets of New York. And if you mean to tell me that the only way that you could possibly get into the White House is to try to sue your way into the White House, I really don't think she would do that because I think she would know that there'd be a major backlash across this country, and it would look like absolute corruption if she were to try to get the Electoral College voters to try to change their votes. When Donald Trump was saying that this whole thing was rigged, everybody pretty much understood that the only way, because I'd heard Joe Madison say it. He said that Donald Trump thinks the system is rigged and he's trying to, scare people and this, that, and the other. And that the only way to beat Donald Trump would be a decisive victory where the margin of error was blown out of the water and you beat him so badly that there'd be no way he could claim it was even razor thin close. And now look, it happened the exact opposite way with this electoral college system. And now you got all these people talking about they want to get rid of the electoral college. And I don't think they understand. Guess what? If you get rid of the electoral college and you simply go to popular votes, now you'd be up against populations that you wouldn't be able to outvote. Ultimately what it is that the white vote is seriously split. The white vote was galvanized by Donald Trump to come out and vote for him. Donald Trump got like 20% of the black vote. I forget what percentage of the Hispanic vote he got. I have to look at the data a little bit better. But bottom line is this. If you really think that the best way that you can win is to try to sue your way into the White House, then you might as well just stop. Because who would ever accept somebody that had to sue their way into the White House? If you couldn't win on election day, based on the rules that we accepted when Obama ran, based on the rules that we accepted when Bill Clinton ran and Bush's father ran, if you couldn't win based on that, and you have to resort to protests, then I think you really should reevaluate your place in this democracy or this republic. It's just not gonna happen, guys. So please, everybody, all these people trying to send us petitions to try to make this happen, I just want you to understand something. It's not gonna happen.